Hello everyone, my name is Amr Thabit and welcome to the Malware Jedi Nuggets first episode. First, I want to thank you guys for all of your support. I got lots of emails and lots of messages. People are excited about the program, so thank you so much. And I want to say, if you this is your first nugget to see, so we launched our program, the Malware Announcements program, on 27th of March 2018, and we were celebrating, and the members area were celebrating, and they wanted you to celebrate with us. So we decided to, for each module we released for the people in the members area, to give you a small video, small nugget of what we said, and give you some information and some takeaway to take it with you. So what we talked about in the last module, we talked about how all the malware evolved, like a small story on how the malware evolved from being just a research project to be like a big business, a big successful business of lots of crime and lots of underground gangs using it to attack other companies and stealing lots of money. And it started with like some group of virus writers and virus researchers who they call themselves VXers or Virus Exchange, and they had like different magazines like 29A and different websites, and one of the most famous one was VX Heaven. And you can see like their message mostly like, oh, virus don't harm, ignorance does, things like that. They were more like researchers / virus writers, and they were challenging antivirus and trying to create something that bypass antivirus. But the problem was when some of these people decided to go into fame by creating worms that spread to millions of machines and appears in newspaper and appears everywhere, and people wants to be that excited, like they want to be known and to have their virus in everywhere in the newspaper and magazines and so on. But after like 2-3 days, the antivirus create detections for these viruses, for these worms, and they are just gone. So after some time, the virus starter starts their bad side to appear more, and decided, okay, maybe I can earn some money out of this malware. Maybe it's breeding to like 1 million, 2 million machines is not a good idea. Maybe I can just infect like 1,000, 5,000, 10,000 machines, and no one submit the samples to the antivirus guys, so it stays in these machines for long. And by infecting these machines, I can send like lots of SMS, lots of spam emails from these machines. I can do like denial of service attacks. I can steal some usernames and passwords, some credit card information, some bank details. And they were using these malwares as it's like malwares for rent, like 5,000 machines or 10,000 machines for rent. So somebody pays him that, oh, I want to send this spam, can I use your 10,000 machines with their internet to send my spam? And it's like, oh sure, each machine is like $2, and then they start to get their business through this way. And after that, things starts to get more and more complicated. So at that time, the people were using IRC and using this type of communication, and then people started to use HTTP for communicating with their CNCs, with their malwares, and they started to have the malwares have more harm, and they have more like a command control server where you have like a full controller with all the screenshots that have been taken, all the keystrokes, and so many things. And if you see like Zeus control panel, it's overwhelming, like there's so many things, and starts to appear more like lots of banking trojans that can steal more and more information. And like this type of banking trojans, they can like be inside the machine, and they start to modify the bank homepage or your login page, so they can add more information. They can request more information from the user, and he thinks it's from the bank, and he just gives this information, and he can do like money transfer using this information, like some personal information, some personal code that was sent by the bank. And some of them were also like taking like screenshots of the people using a virtual keyboard. They can still like catch their keystrokes using the screenshots and so on. And they had like lots of techniques to steal from people, to steal the bank account details, so they're able to transfer money to their rogue accounts. Not only this, ransomware also starts to appear more and more, and the business starts to grow more, and millions and billions have been flooding to this underground community. But one of the most important type of attacks that the whole course is focusing about, because it's the main threat that all the companies are facing, which is the APT attacks. APT attacks, it's kind of like if there's two guys in front of you, like two guys with guns, one is shooting in the air and one is shooting directly to you, which one you will be scared from more? Like, definitely will be the guy who's shooting in you, because he can actually harm you, but the guy who's shooting in the air, he just scares people and people runs away, and that's it. The people who are shooting in the air are like these viruses who goes through your machine and from the internet or from the USB stick and just infect your machine and just like creating some harm. But the guy who's shooting directly to you, directly at you, this is the guy that you are scared from more, because this guy he's like this is the APT attacks. This is the type of people who are attacking specific organizations, like creating malwares and creating like specially crafted malwares, hiring developers to create them, hiring hackers, admin, paying for servers, and going all the way to just hack this organization and just get as much money stolen or information stolen, or how much attack he wants to do from this organization. And that scares the hell out of all the organizations, because like if you are a better company or if you are a bank, it's like if these attacks like go to attack me, like I will be completely out of the market. I will lose millions. Like some companies actually some companies actually went into bankruptcy because of an APT attack, and like an attack like in Rosgaz, the petrol company, the gas company in Qatar. This company, like they were like all the servers were wiped out, all the information was stolen. Even like the employees can't access their office, like they can't enter from the door because he wiped even the access cards, machines, and the routers. Everything, he wiped all the servers. The company lost millions, like lots of millions of dollars. And this is what the companies are scared of. And companies, like every time I see like companies paying millions to just defend themselves against these attacks. They're buying new softwares, surfaces, they pay for services, for training, for so many things. And imagine, like, I want you to imagine if this solution or one of the solutions was actually just hiring one guy. Like if there's one guy who knows a lot about these attacks and helps the company to defend against them, like how much this guy will be worth to them. Imagine if this guy is actually you. Like if you are this person who knows about APT attacks, who studied so many APT attacks, who made an analysis for an APT attack, famous APT attack, you detected everything, you were able to suggest even like solutions or remediation for this type of attacks, you would be so valuable to any organization. You would be way more valuable than a guy who have like lots of certificates or CISB or SANS or Cisco's. This is the guy who can actually protect me from this type of attacks, this guy who I want to hire. So my main mission is to focus on the APT attacks, focus on what is all the money is in and all the market, what's the main threat that all the companies are doing their best to defend against and spending millions in it. If you are their investment, they will pay for you. Like they don't care about what's your degrees, what's your number or years of experience. They only care about that you are able to protect them and able to save more millions from them. So in the first module, we focused more on APT attacks. We talked about the APT attack vectors and how they go into the machines, or like or they use exploits, or they use this, like what's the common techniques, what is the ways they get in. I will not list them all here, but one of the most important one is the spear phishing one. So they send an email to lots of employees in the company, hoping that they can use their social engineering to trick these people into either opening the attachment or clicking a specific link and enter their username and password. Like they try to get them into trick them into running the malware or giving their username and passwords easily so they can go to the machines from there. And the spear phishing techniques, like we focused on the one that sends you a document that has like a macro, and using this macro they can run some Visual Basic script that downloads another stage of the sample, another stage of the attack, another malware, and go inside your machines, and from there they start to spread more through the whole network, getting into servers, getting to the Active Directory, getting to the administrator machines, and start to steal all the information they want. And I give them a picture, like the attack is mostly coming into stages. So the first stage is basically the exploit or the social engineering thingy. So it's like a document that downloads the second stage or drops the second stage. And the second stage depends on different attacks. Like some attacks, they want to focus on the people who they want. Maybe they compromise like a website, and there's so many people are going into this website, and all of them like getting the first stage, and I want to like narrow these people. I want to deliver my malware only to the people who I really want to attack. So I will make sure that it's crafted for them and can reach them. Like no antivirus can even see them. Like only these users can see it, only these victims. And so sometimes the second stage is just another downloader who scan the machine, send the information about this machine to the attacker, and then the attacker say, yes, this is one of my victims, send him the backdoor, and then they receive the backdoor that has all the functions, everything, the full control over the machine, and from there he starts to send more information, more samples, and more tools, like tools to steal the Windows sign up, tools to steal more information, and able to spread through the network and so on, and start to gather more data from the company and then exfiltrate this data. If you don't know what's the meaning of exfiltrate means stealing information and uploading them to the attacker. So this is the whole chain, and APT attacks is mostly this type of attacks that stays on the machine for so long, inside the company for so long. Like it can be there for like 8 months, 1 year. They are inside this company stealing information day per day, and after they get bored, they will wipe the whole company and destroy it completely and make them lose lots of millions of dollars. So this is what we talked about, and we end up like with a small beginning course about programming, because I can see this is a lot. Like lots of people in trying to learn malware analysis, they're all scared about programming, and they're scared like, well, I should learn programming. Like, should I learn all this programming thingy? I'm not that smart. Like, I don't know how to. Like, it's a very long process to learn programming, and I'm not good in it. Luckily enough, you don't have to learn programming. Like, I had a friend who was a web pen tester, and this guy, he was a very smart guy. It's called Ibrahim Arnault, if you know him. He was working QCert with me when I was working there, and this guy, he discovered like vulnerabilities in Yahoo, in Facebook, in so many things, and he doesn't know how to code any website. Like, he doesn't know how to write any PHP code. And I was like, but like, how you're able to find weaknesses inside their code, but you don't actually know how to code? And he told me that, well, I only have to know how to read code, know what I have to look for, and how to test. This is all what I want. And in malware analysis, it's exactly the same. Like, you don't have to learn coding. You just have to learn how to read code, how to find the things that makes you understand this code, even if it's so complicated. Like, what is the comments, what's the things to look for, and how to put your breakpoints, how to test, how to get information about the malware, where to put the breakpoints, how to run it, snapshots to take, things to take care of, commands that you have to know, like read file, write file, open process, create remote thread, like for memory injection, write process memory, like right inside the process. This is what you have to learn. Like, you don't have to learn coding exactly. Of course, it's much better to learn coding, but it's not a must. So this is for the whole Nugget. We talked also about a module. We had like a small demo about how to analyze a macro document with a macro, with a malicious macro. And there's also some videos that I released for the Iranian APT attack. So I recommend you to look at it, watch it, and learn from it. And see you in the next Nugget. Thank you for your support, and see you soon. Bye bye.